Been to numerous finals, Premier League finals, one I remember, although he did lose that to Gary Anderson. But yeah, I mean, you know, he's been around, but this man, Ian White, on the PDC tour is a relatively newcomer. But he certainly has jumped up the rankings. And they're kind of like same sort of stamp, aren't they? They're the same sort of player, solid player. It's going to be, personally makes less mistakes, I think, more than someone that's going to blitz the treble 20 in the doubles. 96. I mean, if you look at the last games, you would possibly have to say that Mervyn King will have the edge. He doesn't make so many mistakes on those doubles. It's not to say that Ian White's going to make them, as Mervyn King fires off with a maximum on the first three darts.
Yes, the fact that White is a relative newcomer to the PDC circuit means they've only met twice. Ian won both encounters. One was a European Tour event in Holland back in October 2012. And that is as good as a maximum, so a 9-darter on for Mervyn King.
Well, it would be ironic as with the back pain if he does a 9-darter. If he does this 9-darter, I never want to hear him whinge ever again. Come on, Mervyn, 2 treble 20s and double 12. Lighten this finals day up. And that's unlucky because it's a well-thrown dart. It's just above the treble, 60. As all three of them was.
Yes, their other meeting was in a group stage match at the Champions League in Crondon Park back in October last year. Ian winning that 6-3 and going on to win the final against Peter Wright. So King then fought an 11-darter to kick off this match. Stray into the one, so White will have a chance to hold his throw with 80 to kick off with a 14-darter. Let's make that a 15-darter. If he hits double top,
60. 56.
Excuse me, he wants the double 4 now.
52.
Well, it's ironic that Merv kicked off with more or less 2 maximums. I know it was the 144 he wanted. And 9 darts later, he's only had 1 dart at a double. 2 darts at a double, sorry.
18.
But he comes back to the board.
And White there.
Games on the first
It's irrelevant, but he left himself double 1, but King against the throw then, having kicked off with a 180 and a 177. The former Lakeside finalist finds himself 1-0 up here.
140.
And Ian White ended any hopes of an all-Dutch final by taking out Vincent van der Voort, who had a great weekend in his run to the quarterfinals, 6-4.
97.
Prior to that, beating the demolition man, Darren Webster. And also Terry Jenkins was seen off by Ian White in the second round.
Well, that's 3 maximums. We're only into the second leg from Mervyn King. Certainly the scoring power. He's got out the gate absolutely flying like a greyhound as Mervyn King. He keeps this up. He's buying himself extra darts at the double all the time.
91.
Last year, Mervyn reached the 3rd round here, so he's already gone much better than that. We lost to Wes Newton 6-4. The bullseye, but probably won't bother going for it with White back on 300, so he'll come back for double top for a 2-0 lead.
Yes, Ian White a long way off. He broke the throw in the first leg, just needs to clean this up for 13 dart. 14 or even 15. Well,
30.
now he's chasing doubles around the dartboard. So Ian White should be thinking, well, 140 here, no one likes double five, so 140 here may give me a chance at the 115.
45.
Miles away.
White 10.
Just gone a bit off the boil. Had White and King there straying from double five into the double top bed and wincing as he walked away. I don't know whether that's Mervyn King's bad back or the attempt at that double five shot that's causing Mervyn to wince. He does have another chance though, and White still on a bogey number, so not being put under any pressure at all for this.
8.
He's left himself double one. Would you have bust that, or would you have?
It's a
left yourself
tough
double
one. Yeah, it's a tough one because double five's not the favourite double, but you know, the double two with the way Mervyn King's darts kick up. Well, he's left the double one. Sorry. Yeah, I think the double five would have been better than the double one, no question. He opted for the double one instead of the double two, though, and in the end, and it's ironic that both the first two legs, Mervyn King, the first leg 180, 177, the second leg 140, 180, and hasn't had a leg under 15 darts. Well, under 18 darts.
140.
It may have been a while since we saw Mervyn in a TV major final, but he does enjoy these European Tour events. He reached 2 finals last year, the German Masters and the Austrian Open.
$125.
He's one of the few players, Mervyn, to have won 2 tour events on the same weekend, and that is a gruel.
Yeah,
You know, you're on your feet from 10 o'clock till 7, 8 o'clock both days, and you know, the first day, yes, you're up for it and you're nice and fresh, but to do it again the second day is exceptional, and there isn't many players that have done it. I think there's only 4, maybe 5. I know Phil's done it, Van Gerwen's done it. I think Chisnell may have done it, but certainly Mervyn is one of those players.
$100 in your 176.
So a chance to get a leg on the board. He wants double top.
56. Mervyn, your 142.
And we'll have to hope that King can't take out this 142, which he won't now.
68. In your 120.
Double 10 then for the man from Stoke-on-Trent
Games on the
for
third.
2-1.
Ian White.
And to get his
Four-legged
first leg
Mervyn
on the
first.
board
Team on.
and start to claw his way back into this game.
100.
Well, there's a lot of times we love to mention the averages, but I think we'll stay away from it at the moment. And when you think of how well Mervyn King has scored in this match, it's the first 9 darts might be pretty impressive from Mervyn King, but certainly the back end of the legs are not up to his normal standard.
Yes, we'll hopefully have a look at the first 9 dart average. Would be interesting to see that. Kicking off one leg with a 180 and a 177 to start the match off, and then a ton 40 and a ton 80 as he raced to a 2-0 lead.
I think the stats man has gone to sleep.
It's been a long weekend for those guys too. But our Dutch crew from Darts in Motion don't have too far to travel home tonight compared to some of the journeys they have to make as they follow the circuit around Europe.
100.
Well, there we have it. The overall average are very poor by their standards, but the first 9 dart average is pretty tidy from Mervyn King. He would be looking in between 110 and 115. But it's the last leg that's brought it down under that 110. But it's still impressive when you think that we still haven't had a leg under 15 darts.
130.
Perhaps this will be the first one.
Yes, King a potential 14 darter on the cards when he comes back here for 52. And King follows it up likewise to leave the same score. Double 16 then. Now double 8 to bring us all square at 2 apiece. And Ian White does so.
And he's got the throwback, so advantage to Ian White. And he hasn't been as consistent as he normally is, Ian White. A lot of 45s and 41s he's been hitting, and that's not like Whitey.
100.
And I'm surprised that Mervyn King hasn't punished him. I mean, that last leg was a very good leg from Ian.
100.
So no one really able to take this fifth leg by the scruff of the neck, but another couple of these would certainly wrestle it in the favour of Ian White as he hits his first ton 80 of the match.
Well, Mervyn King's just having a check. 18's of the route. And well, he's missed the big 18. And hit the 4, so Ian White's going to get 6 starts from 161. Yes, Mervyn can't go out in the 178, and by hitting the 4, that's what's caused it. All he can do is set it up. Well, he's going to do that absolutely perfect from here. 64 scored, that leaves him 48.
And White will only get 1 dart at a double here, after only hitting 45 in his last visit. He wants double top, and 1 dart is all that was needed to go 3-1 up in this race to 6.
He has 3 legs on the trot there from Ian White.
140.
Mervyn's going to have to make sure he wins this leg, stops the rot. Doesn't want to let White get 2 legs clear. Well, a couple of 140s from Mervyn King, 1 from Ian White. So this leg certainly has started off pretty powerfully. 4 140s on the trot.
It was a good run at Alexandra Palace at the start of the year for Ian White, reaching the quarter-finals where he lost out to Simon Whitlock, that took him into the world's top 16 for the first time.
Possibly 6 starts from 161. Obviously Ian White can go out on the 121, but Mervyn, that's what Mervyn will be thinking. I've got 6 starts from here, need a treble, and he hasn't done it. So he certainly has made this a little bit easier for Ian White. Looking at the treble 20, that first dart. He's done that. 11 gives him the bullseye. Treble 11, well, that's the bullseye now to take a 4-2 lead. And right on the outside of the wire.
Well, that couldn't have been a lot closer. So 86 won't happen now
58.
for King,
In your 125.
and for a chance to establish a two-leg advantage over King. White wants double 8.
9 score. Mervyn, your 148.
16 for double 16.
Games on the 6th leg. Mervyn King.
And we're back all square again at 3 apiece.
Throw first. Game on.
It's a little bit like the Ian White match against Van der Voort. You know, they have a good leg and then they kind of throw it away and let the opponent back in the match. No one's really getting hold of it by the scruff.
28.
I mean, Ian White, you know, 2 darts at a double to go 2 legs clear. And then you think that from there he would push on and win the match. But now, 3 legs all.
100.
Kicking off just with 28 there in his first visit, White. It's probably fortunate that King didn't hit any more than a ton.
Well, if you ever want to copy a throw and where you use the elbow as just the pivot, if you watch Ian White's throw, that's exactly all the elbow does, is just a pivot. Just brings it back and a good strong release. The elbow more or less stays at the same height through the back lift and the follow through.
And another bit of a lacklustre leg from both players here, and again the average is yet to really come alight. 87.8 for Mervyn, just over 85 for Ian White.
Needs a few 180s to get the crowd motivated. Gone a bit dull. And Ian White starting to spread the darts around, and as I said, he did this against Van der Voort, didn't he, in quite a few legs. We just couldn't get that consistent scoring going, and the chance here for Mervyn King to break the throw, and double 18 will do exactly that. Double 18 it is. White worked very hard to win the previous leg against the throw, and as I say so many times, don't throw it away easy, but that's exactly what he's done.
Advantage to the King then. And a chance to reach the final when Michael van Gerwen awaits Mervyn or Ian White. If White can
121.
restore parity against the throw, break straight back. Otherwise, King will be one leg away from victory and a place in that final.
Yes, a very good last dart from Mervyn King. It keeps the pressure on. Doesn't want to hit less than a ton from here on in, and he will have the first darts at the double. Well, as I say that, Ian White fires in a maximum to get 64 points in front of Mervyn, but this will help out the cause of Mervyn King. Can he return the maximum? Well, he'll settle for that. There's no question.
Down to 1-2-4 after 9 darts. And potentially one leg away from victory then. Mervyn King, 104 left. That leaves the bullseye.
99. In your 140.
Well, you couldn't have got any closer without actually putting it in the ball. This is a big ask for Ian White, and he's not going to do it now, so Mervyn comes back. And this is not a time for Mervyn King to miss darts at a double. Looking at the big 9 for double 8 to go within one leg of a final place against mighty Michael van Gerwen.
9 score. In your 140.
So that could be a big moment in the match. That miss from King with White taking out double top to take us to 4 apiece.
Game on.
So still anyone's guess really who's going to book their place in the final, Rod.
I totally agree, Mike. It's incredible how you're getting players working hard to get the leg in front, and then they kind of give it away as if to say, you know, we need to liven the crowd up. Let's see if we can go to a tie break. And at the moment, it's got tie break written all over it, hasn't it?
Yeah, just one of the quarterfinals went all the way. That was when Mervyn saw off Dave Chisnell 6-5.
85.
Michael van Gerwen beating Brendan Dolan 6-4 earlier in the first semi-final of the night.
60.
An advantage to Ian White, but he's got to use that advantage. Got to find the red bit. Found it with dart 2 and found it with dart 3 also.
In 136.
So he'll have 6 darts from here to take this out, but if he could do it in only 3, it would send out a real signal. Double 8 and a 136 checkout. That really could be a sucker punch to Mervyn King, taking out a 136. This goes within 1 leg of victory.
100.
Yes, it's ironic with all the darts being missed, and White, exactly the right time, takes out the 136. 1 leg away from Van Gerwen in the final. And then starts off, it's unbelievable and crazy, isn't it? You know, a brilliant leg and then just mediocrity.
There will be around about a 15-minute break between the end of this semi-final and the final. And as we've said before, these players on these weekends are used to playing plenty of matches across the weekend. As White looks to bang in a ton 80, a great time to do it. It really does put him in the driving seat. But if you were Michael van Gerwen, with a bit of extra time on your hands, what would you be doing? Would you just be hitting the practice board, or would you
Yes, he's got to
walk away from it?
No, he's got to stay on the practice board. You've got to keep that momentum going. If you sit down, you're going to, get all lethargic. And the thing is, once you've played the semi-final, there is a little bit of adrenaline that goes. And if you sit down, even more of it will go. So you stay on the practice board. Keep hitting 180s, having shots at doubles, just to keep lively. Keep on the move, keep on your feet.
Well, a big shot here would really put some pressure on King to check out.
100.
It's a ton. We saw a 136 from White in the last leg. We won't see a 128 in this. So 95 then for the match. Ian White, and a place in the final against Michael van Gerwen.
I'm surprised that Mervyn went for the 18 there. Another 54 would have left him. Ian White missed the 25. The 54 would have left him double 18, but the 25 coming back. Now the double for the match, and a miss. As I was going to say, it would have guaranteed Mervyn 2 darts at a double with only 1 dart, the first one at the 25. So 48.
And we are all square, and we are going to a tie break as we decided, an 11th leg decider. But it is Ian White who has the darts in hand and will want to get off to a good start and doesn't do so. Just 43. Well.
Well, Mervyn, what he's hoping for is the start that he had in the first two legs of this match.
100.
The 100 gives him a little bit of an advantage. So Mervyn will be thinking anything ton and less from Ian White, he will settle for. If he doesn't hit a treble, oh, he's hit that. Now another one of those puts him back in front.
100.
Well, that's not going to frighten Mervyn King, because Mervyn knows a 140 gives him 3 darts clear.
96.
All squaring legs and still very little to choose between the two players in the averages. Mervyn 91.3, Ian 90.6.
Well, that's 9 darts thrown from Ian White with only 1 treble. And then a decider.
83.
You know, you've got to, especially with the throw, you really have opened the door for your opponent to win the leg without having to throw a brilliant leg. So what can Ian White do here? Can he smarten the leg up with a big score?
$100.
No one wants it.
I was just about to say, it's there for the taking, this match. Approaching the finishing line. And White finally turns it on with 2 treble 20s. Big outshot here from King.
Do you know, I've said so many times over the tournament and other tournaments where I like that last dart Ian White at the 25. It would have given him 2 darts at a double guaranteed when he returns. Where now he's only guaranteed 1 dart at a double unless he hits the treble. Treble 10 he's after. So he's only going to get the 1 dart at the double. Double 16 for a final place. And he's edged it. So a chance for Mervyn King now to finally close this second semi-final out and to move on to the final against Van Gerwen.
Moves along the oche and does it. So Mervyn King up against Michael Van Gerwen in the final of the Dutch Masters, seeing off Ian White 6-5. So we'll have a breather for about 15 minutes before the final. So go and pour yourself a glass of something cold, plump up a cushion, and then we'll be back for the culmination of the Dutch Darts Masters 2014 right here from Veldhoven, when Michael Van Gerwen